Hello. I hope you're all doing well. And if not, I at least hope that your night improves. So, tonight we'll be using these 3 lovely decks here. We'll be using the Tarot of the Divine as always. The Moon Witch Oracle, because this one has been calling to me a lot recently. And I decided for some reason, I don't know, the Illuminators Amulet deck has also kind of been calling to me a little bit, because I haven't really used it very much. And it's probably just like, hey, I'm still here. Are you ever going to use me? So, yes, we'll use you on stream, thank you. Okay. So, hello, Adam. I'm sorry your work Wi-Fi is giving you issues. Until I use this Tarot of the Divine deck, because some of the edges are actually kind of starting to, like, show a bit of wear and tear. I will say, one thing I'm sure you've noticed, you may have noticed, some of them show it worse than others. It honestly depends. Like, here's a good example. Because the ink on the back is so dark, you can kind of see around the edges too where it's kind of worn off. If you get like real close to it, you can see like the edges where it's kind of worn off a little bit. And what happens when that ink rubs off, because these aren't like a glossy coat, it's more of like a matte, like I think they call it a linen coating. The ink rubs off, wears off, and it kind of ends up making the front of the cards, like around the very edges, look kind of dirty. That's just the ink. That is just the ink from the backs of the cards. But man, the edges of this deck, they're really starting to show some like wear and tear. My goodness. So, if you're considering getting this deck, for those who may be considering getting it, just be warned. If it's one that you show a lot of love, the edges of your cards may start looking dirty, but I promise you it's just the ink. It is just the ink. And you can clean it off. Like, you can just take like a cloth. Like here's like another really good example here. Like the very bottom of this card. If it focuses, there we go. Like that's just ink. That's the ink. And you can like get it off. Like no problem. Like if you have like a soft microfiber cloth, it comes off, no problem. Sometimes if you just take the edge of your nail gently and just scrape it, it's just the ink. You can even see, like, oh, you can barely see on camera because it won't focus. Thank you, camera. It's blue. That's like the blue ink from the edges of the card. From the back. Rubbing off on each other. But yeah, so it comes right off, so it's not really a problem. Just, you know, you may think your cards are dirty. It's just the ink. So, just a warning about this deck. Okay, let me pull out all the decks here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What message do we need to hear today? Okay, then. Reversed. Reversed. Okay. Reversed. Reversed. Okay. So, we have the Queen of Wands, Temperance, the Lovers, Four of Swords, and the Eight of Swords reversed. So, so, the message here, particularly, is with the Queen of Wands, to continue going after what makes you happy, okay? Continue chasing your happiness. And this is likely something that you're already in the process of doing, okay? But you might be getting in your own way here a little bit with the Eight of Swords. You're probably getting in your way a little bit. You're probably getting in your own way a little bit. And you're trying to rush this process along. And you're being asked to have a little bit of patience here, okay? Have some patience. Have some patience. Particularly if you're dealing with any, like, either letting go of, like, some past significant relationships in particular. People that you thought you could rely on and that you could trust. If there's either someone in your life who has been, is no longer there because, for whatever reason, whether they weren't good for you anymore, or perhaps things are just kind of there's a bit of separation here. With this as well. So whether they're no longer in your life, a part of your life, or if things are just momentarily have been like put on pause here, just don't get too caught up in that, okay? Don't get too caught up in that. Don't worry about that too much. If this is something that you're working on repairing, don't focus on that too much. Don't try to rush that process along, okay? The same goes if you're in the process of letting this person go. Don't rush that along, okay? Take the time here that you need to actually process things and let things go. Whether this be the person or people themselves, or just these self-limiting beliefs that you're holding on to, particularly with the Eight of Swords. So this is something, these self-limiting beliefs that you have placed on yourself, okay? They are something that you can find release from. You can find freedom from, okay? Just be patient with things. Be patient with yourself. Allow yourself the time and space necessary to actually process these things, okay? And just try to focus on the good that is still there, okay? Focus on the good. Let's see here. That one add. Nope. Okay. So we have here. Oop. Okay. We have Lilith. Reclaim your power. So whatever the situation is, take back your power from it, okay? Allow yourself the freedom and space to actually fully express yourself and fully go after what makes you happy, okay? Do not let these experiences hold you back. And Blue Moon, you are ready. Make your masterpiece. Okay, Lilith. Reclaim your power. The origins of the goddess Lilith are shrouded in Jewish myths. Many of her stories are dark, such as searching for newborn children to kidnap or sleeping with men with the intention of producing demon children. But who is she? An evil witch? Just another casualty of the patriarchy? Lilith is the goddess of the night, Adam's first wife and equal. She is a screech owl. She is queen of vampires. She is every woman who has been silenced, humiliated, and cast away from society. Lilith's anger is the anger of the women who have been hurt, bullied, and accused. Lilith cannot be controlled or tamed. She is the voice of women young and old. She is the goddess of the dark moon. She brings healing, rest, peace, and rebirth, as she reminds us to take back our power. She calls for us to stand in our truth and embrace our darkness and light equally. So stop being afraid of judgment. Reclaim your power. Take back what is rightfully yours. This journey is for the brave of heart, but do not worry, Lilith is always by your side. Okay. And then we have Blue Moon. You are ready, make your masterpiece. You are being called to finish your project creation, your masterpiece. Is there something you started but never finished? What project was forgotten because you ran out of energy or creative spark? The blue moon is an amplified full moon. It is a full moon with twice as much power. Its energy is so strong and real, and you can almost touch it. This tangible energy can bring anything to fruition. The blue moon is a second wind. It is a powerful rush of energy and inspiration. Think of the blue moon as the final magical touch that completes a masterpiece. And for this, there's a section here. It's called Ritual of Harnessing Blue Moon Energy. The secret of harnessing such a powerful energy is simple. Get inspired. It is important to keep your momentum going and avoid running out of steam while you are working and manifesting. So create a list of inspiring ideas. Opportunities, collaborations, new projects, trips, anything. You can even make a vision board of your success. Do anything you can to remain excited, inspired to keep moving forward, and complete your masterpiece. So, keep that energy going. Keep working towards these things that you're working towards, okay? And reclaim your power from any of these past situations that have left you feeling a little powerless, or at the very least feel have kind of gotten in the way of you expressing your true self, okay? And finally, let's see what the Illuminators Amulet deck wants to add here. Okay, that very, very much goes in line with that blue moon card in particular. Visualize your desire. Visualize your desire and keep chasing it, okay? Keep going after what makes you happy. What gives you that spark, okay? So, for anyone who needs to hear that message, I hope it helps. Okay. What message do those who might be watching need to hear today? What? Okay. Okay. My goodness, these just literally just popped out like immediately. So we have the Eight of Cups reversed, the Eight of Swords, again, this time upright though, the Two of Coins, Three of Cups, and Temperance again. Okay, so if there's something that you feel like you need to give up on, if you're feeling like giving up, like you can't continue on, keep going, okay? Just keep pushing through to the best of your abilities. I know things might seem really rough, I know things might seem difficult, but this is your sign, essentially, to keep pushing through, okay? Even if you're facing resistance, if you're facing, like, a period of great struggle, okay? Just keep pushing through this. You may keep getting down on yourself, you may keep believing that you don't have what it takes here, given the Eight of Swords. You feel like you can't do this, you feel like you should just give up, you feel like you don't have what it takes, you feel like this isn't for you, okay? You're letting all these self-doubts, all these limiting beliefs that you're placing on yourself get in your way here. So, you need to rebalance this a little bit, reprioritize. Particularly, you should be reprioritizing yourself is kind of the feeling that I'm getting here, okay? Prioritize yourself. Because that balance may be a little bit out of whack currently, okay? And have patience here, okay? You're not gonna get results overnight. These things aren't going to happen immediately. It's going to take time. And trust me, if this is a message you've heard a lot lately, and you're getting tired of hearing this message about being patient and holding on, and like not rushing things, I've been getting that message a lot myself lately, so yeah. I'm with you there, okay? I'm with you. But you just gotta keep holding on to hope, okay? For now, focus on having fun, okay? Focus on enjoying yourself. Go do things you enjoy. Go do things that make you happy. Go spend time with friends, if you can. Just go enjoy yourself, okay? Just to kind of take your focus away from all of these negative things, all these negative feelings, all these constant anxieties and worries that are just getting in your way, okay? One's just speaking in all caps to me right now. It's like, yeah, thanks. Okay. No. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Well, Ooh. Okay, now they're really talking in all caps here. We got Freya. You are worthy. You are loved. Kali. Step into the unknown. Do not be afraid. We got Blue Moon again. What did I say about, like, not feeling like you can do this? No, you can. Blue Moon, you are ready. Make your masterpiece. Okay? And then last one. True North. Stay true to yourself. Okay. Freya. You are worthy, you are loved. Freya is the goddess of love and war in Norse mythology. She is also associated with sex, lust, beauty, witchcraft, fertility, abundance, and death. Freya is a seeker of pleasure, thrills, and passion. Some believe she only cares for the chaos of desire, but modern pagans and witches know Freya is much more than a lover or passing nightmare. She is a powerful ancient goddess. She is a warrior queen, a shapeshifter, and a wild and untamed force of nature. Freya teaches us about self-awareness, self-worth, and self-love. She sees the beauty in everyone and everything. Freya loves all. Freya reminds us to enjoy ourselves by singing and dancing and making love. Life is not just about the struggle of paying bills and losing weight. Learn from Freya, be present in your body, and feel the emotions and sensations felt by human beings. Freya's essence is represented by honey, and she speaks the language of poetry. Her spirit animal is a cat, which is a sacred link to the moon. So, you deserve to value yourself here, okay? You deserve to have this self-worth and self-love for yourself, okay? You have value. And also, enjoy yourself. Not everything has to be so serious, okay? And Kali. Step into the unknown. Do not be afraid. Kali is the Hindu goddess of time, destruction, transformation, and revolution. Kali is tough love. She is the goddess of the dark moon. Kali, the destroyer, the warrior, and the dark mother, is often harsh. Her skin is colored black or dark blue as a result of consuming all the darkness and negativity in the universe, leaving nothing but bliss behind. She has the power to destroy the world, returning it to the dark void and ashes. Yet at the same time, Kali creates life out of nothingness. She does not fear anything. Where there is pain, she dances to bring happiness. Where there is worry and uncertainty, she dances to bring courage and confidence. Kali is here to remind us that everything in life has a cycle. The old must be cleared out to make room for the new. Ask yourself, are you afraid to step out of your comfort zone and into the unknown? Are you stuck in fear? Are your attachments holding you back? Kali is asking you to level up, evolve, and take the first step into the unknown. You have her support. So don't let these fears or worries get the best of you, okay? You can overcome them, and especially don't fear the unknown and what the future might hold for you, okay? Just trust that things will work out the way they're meant to. And Blue Moon, you are ready. Make your masterpiece. You are being called to finish your project, creation, your masterpiece. Is there something you started but never finished?
What project was forgotten because you ran out of energy or creative spark? The blue moon is an amplified full moon. It is a full moon with twice as much power. Its energy is so strong and real, you can almost touch it. This tangible energy can bring anything to fruition. The blue moon is a second wind. It is a powerful rush of energy and inspiration. Think of the blue moon as the final, magical touch that completes a masterpiece. So again, this also, this is going in line with the whole, like, not giving up thing here, okay? Even if things seem hopeless, even if you feel like you're running out of steam, you're running out of energy, and you can't finish this, just keep holding on. And keep doing your best to push through, okay? That doesn't mean keep pushing forward, because that's how you burn yourself out, okay? Keep pushing through, okay? Keep holding on. This is why it's important to take time for yourself and take time to have fun and relax, okay? Just don't give up on things. It's okay to put it on the back burner for a little bit, but don't give it up, okay? And we have True North. Stay true to yourself. True North is your internal compass, unique to you. It represents who you are at your deepest level. It is your fixed point in a spinning world. Your beliefs and values stand at the core of your true north. Life can be confusing at times, pulling us in every direction. In these moments of chaos, we need to stand firm and make decisions that come from our heart and soul. We cannot allow external sources such as our parents, relatives, friends, lovers, or culture influence our decisions. When we ignore our true north, we listen to others. We are no longer aligned with our true self and our ultimate life purpose. Take responsibility for your happiness. Stop living your life based on the expectations of others. Get out of your head and into your heart. Let go of negative self-talk. Love yourself. Stick to your true north. Trust your intuition. Dare to dream big. So, and this is something that I very, very frequently say. Don't let the opinions of others get in your way, okay? Don't let that fear of judgment of others get in your way. You do you, okay? It's your life to live, not anyone else's. No one else can tell you what you can and can't do. Okay? And you most of all shouldn't be telling yourself that you can't do something, okay? You can't know that for sure until you actually try. Okay? Just take a few steps down that path and see where it leads. If you try it out and you realize it's not for you, there's always time to change your mind. Also, the last line here, dare to dream big. Even just shoot for the moon, okay? Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll still land among the stars. Okay? And this card also includes a little ritual that you could be doing. It's a little exercise here. Ritual to find your true north. Sit down with your journal and reflect on the questions below. These simple, meaningful questions will guide you toward your true north. What was your favorite activity as a child? Do you still do it today? How would your friends describe you? How would you describe yourself? What energizes and inspires you? What depletes you? What keeps you up at night? Which of your qualities are you most proud of? What is the purpose of life? What are the most important things in your life? Take a little extra time for this question. And remember, no one will see this list, so it is best to be honest with yourself. Who are the top 3 people you spend the most time with? Are you yourself around them? Do you have the same values? Who compliments you the most? And, if money were not an issue, what would you do? Eat endless food. What the fuck? I mean, yeah. There's a lot of delicious food out there to experience. Okay. And let's see what the amulet wants to add here. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. So we got here three cards. The first one here is put up strong boundaries, okay? This is going in line, not that that you necessarily need boundaries here, okay? But this more so is going in line with this True North card here about not letting anyone get in your way, okay? Don't let the influence and opinions of others influence your decisions, okay? Do not let them influence you. And then we have... It's on its way to you. So these good things, these things that you're working on, this path that you're walking down, this life that you're working on building for yourself, it's coming, okay? It's coming. Just gotta have a little patience here. And ask an ally. When you find yourself in moments of struggle, as you likely are currently with the message from the tarot cards there, don't be afraid to ask for help, okay? Rely on those close to you. And if you don't have anyone close to you, rely on spirit, okay? Because they're always there for you, and they will always be happy to listen. Okay? So I hope that message helps. Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and open the queue now. Okay, queue is now open if you wish to join. Okay. Are you ready, Adam? One moment, let me take a drink here. Okay. What message does Adam need to hear today? Next. Okay. We have the Eight of Cups. Six of Coins. And the Hermit. Two of Wands. Oh. Oh yeah, some of these cards are really starting to show somewhere. My goodness. The corner of that card is starting to like fray a little bit. And the very bottom of this edge of this one is also starting to fray. And Nine of Cups. Okay. So, there are some things that you need to let go of here, okay? I already kind of know what this is in regards to. This is kind of going back in line with, like, your message that you just got, like, the other day. There's some things that you need to release here, okay? Some things that you need to release here, and that you need to go, reflect
internally on, okay? Some internal reflection here needs to be done. This is something that you need to continue working towards. Again, I know this is... they want you to do this around specifically the eclipse, which is on the 8th. So that's... when is that? Is that Monday or Sunday? It's Monday. Okay. It's on Monday. So you have, like, the entire weekend to work on this, to continue working on this, okay? So, they want you to continue releasing this, continue doing the internal reflection to figure out what you need to release here in the first place. Essentially, so that this can help, this can help you rebalance, rebalance this this relationship with yourself, specifically, so that you're able to give yourself what you need, so that you can then in turn be there for others and give others what they need in a more healthy way, okay? And at the end of this, of course, at the end of this, essentially, there's a lot of positivity to be found at the end of this, okay? Another thing, too, that I feel like they're asking you to do, given the presence of the Nine of Cups as well, and also the Two of Wands, I get a sense that they're also kind of asking you, as you're essentially like doing this reflection and looking at what you need to let go of, they're also kind of asking you to don't focus on it too much, but essentially kind of try to figure out where you want to go in life, okay? What is it that you want here? What sort of future do you want? What sort of future do you envision yourself having? In a future where you're happy and stable, and you have, essentially everything you need out of life. Like, specifically, particularly out of, like, in regards to relationship with others, given the Three of Cups and the Nine of Cups here. There's a lot of Cups energy here, so, what would that sort of future look like for you? What is it that you want your future to look like? Sit and reflect on that as well, okay? Let's see what the Oracle deck wants to add here. Yeah, I got that. So I think that's the only card they want to pop out too. Yeah, I'm not getting any other cards. Okay, there's finally another one. Blue Moon is the first one that popped out here. You are ready, make your masterpiece. And that is very much going in line with these two, and I'll get to that one in a moment. And then we have Transformation. Shed, let go, make room for greatness. This is also going in line with that whole letting go. There is another message here. There is another message here that I'll touch on very, very briefly, but this is one that I'll tell you in private, okay? So, the other message, the Blue Moon, immediately when I saw the Eight of Cups and the Hermit, there was a sense of abandonment here. The Blue Moon card also kind of has like a little bit of that energy as well, with the message of the card. Blue Moon, you are ready. Make your masterpiece. You are being called to finish your project, creation, your masterpiece. Is there something you started but never finished? What project was forgotten because you ran out of energy or creative spark? That's kind of where the abandonment energy is coming through with that one. The Blue Moon is an amplified full moon. It is a full moon with twice as much power. Its energy is so strong and real you can almost touch it. This tangible energy can bring anything to fruition. The Blue Moon is a second wind. It is a powerful rush of energy and inspiration. Think of the Blue Moon as the final magical touch that completes a masterpiece. The other message with this card, of course, being to continue working towards your goals, because you do have what it takes to make progress on them, okay? And Transformation. Shed, let go, make room for greatness. When something no longer serves you, it holds you back from achieving your full potential. We all have a set of beliefs, habits, goals, ideas, layers, and masks that we grew up with. These are typically things society projected onto us. They feel familiar and safe, but as you shift your focus and change directions, many things are no longer helpful. It's okay to let them go. It's okay to admit that something no longer serves you. It's okay to change. Change is required for growth. Take an honest look at all areas of your life. Health, career, relationships, spirituality. Is there something that is holding you back? Is there something you want but you are scared to let go of? Be gentle with yourself. Growth can be painful, but it is always worth it in the end. There is so much potential and greatness within you. Do not let anything or anyone stop you from achieving your dreams and your highest self. That's funny. This card includes a ritual for letting go. It's called Elemental Spell for Letting Go. Light a candle and sit down with a pen and paper.
Write down 10 things you would like to release from your life. It can be anything from annoying habits to outgrown relationships. Once finished, light the paper and burn it completely. Remember to have a bowl with water handy. If fire is not your favorite element, you may choose to bury the paper in the ground, releasing everything back to the earth. You may also choose to offer it to the nearest body of water or tear it into small pieces and release them into the air. So, a burning ritual isn't the only thing that you can do here, because I know this is in regards to the burning ritual that you're planning on doing around the eclipse that they want you to do. So, essentially, they want you to work with the element of fire, specifically, okay? But that's not the only element that you have to work with. You can work with, earth, okay? You can work with water, you can work with air. No, I wouldn't recommend doing, like, the whole, like, tossing the paper in, like, a body of water thing, or, like, releasing it into the air as, like, this suggested, because that's just littering. So don't do that. But, you can work with the element of earth if you want to, and that doesn't require you to bury it either. You could also, you could also use salt if you want. You could work with the element of water by literally freezing it, by the way. That can be used for, that one's used for a very specific purpose, though. Specifically if there's someone in your life who you just kind of want to, like, literally freeze out of your life. Write their name on a piece of paper. Quite literally, if there's like if there's a person that you want, like, removed from your life and you just literally want to freeze them out and make them leave of their own accord. Essentially, it kind of goes in line with the concept of, like, giving them the cold shoulder. Quite literally, write their name on a piece of paper and freeze it. Stick it in your freezer. Put it in, like, a little, like, shallow dish of water and freeze it. Once it's been long enough, once they're finally gone from your life, then you can remove it and just, like, dispose of it. As for air, I'm not really sure what you could do there. Like, there's like a smoke cleanse, but, like, I'm not sure if that would really be helpful with, like, letting go of things. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Maybe don't do that one, yeah. That would be funny, though. But anyway, let's see what the amulet wants to add for you.
Oh, that one just flew out. My goodness. What do we got here? Okay. Exactly. Attune to your needs, okay? Attune to your needs. Okay. So I hope that message helps. Of course. Okay. Queue is still open for anyone who might want to join. I guess for now I'll just continue doing collectives. Actually, let me go ahead and do like my own reading here on stream. What message do I need to hear today? Hello, I'll get to you in a moment. Doing my own reading really quick while I was waiting for people to join. Okay. Hello. I'll get to you both in a moment here. Was doing my own reading really quick. In between queued readings while I was waiting for people to join. Okay. So you got the 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, double reversed, 4 of Swords, and the Emperor. Oh boy. And these are crooked. My goodness. Okay. So. Yep. I'm gonna get called the fuck out on the stream here. Thank you. Thank you. definitely holding on to a lot of grief and a lot of internal conflict here. A lot of internalized, self-limiting beliefs that need to be released here, and this is causing a lot of internal struggle. And it's time for me to take some time out, just take a break from things, and just pause and slow down. Okay. Let's see. Quick oracle card for me here. Nope. We have new moon. Fresh start, new beginnings. Ooh, darn hiccups. Oh my goodness. You were being called not to worry about missed opportunities. You were about to start fresh. The new moon represents birth and a clean slate. It is a second chance you were given over and over again. The new moon is the very first sliver of illumination that shines the light on your true desires and goals. Do not waste your time and energy on missed chances or failures. Get up and feel the invigorating burst of energy and initiative the new moon brings. Set your intentions, plant the seeds, and take little steps at a time. Yeah. You can do this, and before you know it, your seeds will bloom into your reality. Okay. Fine. And a quick card from the Illuminators Amulet. Okay, so they're gonna be fucking... Yeah, they're definitely calling me the fuck out right now. They're gonna be little fucking sassy little shits. So the first one here is, it's in the bag. The second one, however, is the one that just made me laugh. Chill out. Thank you, cards. Thank you. My goodness. He's gonna be extra sassy today, I guess. Well, fine. God. Okay. Jackson, are you ready? Or, is it? Jack's cool, sorry. Jackie, okay. Are you ready? It's nice to meet you too. Okay. What does Jackie need to hear today? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oops. Predator first. Predator first. Predator first. Predator Reversed. Okay, so speaking of new moon energy and such, and new beginnings, we have here the Page of Coins, the Ace of Coins, Six of Cups, King of Cups, and the Sun. So, there's definitely some new energy here. Some new beginnings, fresh starts and such here with the Page of Coins and the Ace of Coins, both of them. Fresh starts, fresh starts, new beginnings, new opportunities, okay? And specifically, this might have something to do with something from your past here, okay? Essentially, so if this is something that you're currently waiting on, just know that this is something that's on the horizon for you, okay? Like this new, fresh start, renewed energy, okay? Just an energy of renewal here, okay? There's an energy of renewal here. And new opportunities with the Page of Coins and the Ace of Coins here. If this is something that you're waiting on currently, particularly if this is in, like, regards to, like, specifically, I get the sense that, are you by any chance looking for, like, a new career? Or working on planning for your future here? Yes. Okay. 'Cause that's the vibe I'm getting from it. If there's some uncertainty here, yeah, that kind of got, like, a sense of that. So, if there is some uncertainty here, which it sounds like there is, it's okay. Like, coming from someone else who's also feeling very lost, I just do my best every day to just kind of push through those feelings. Like, I constantly feel lost and I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. And that can sometimes get really, really heavy and weigh on me really heavily, particularly, usually, like, the mornings before I, like, come here to stream. And I'm usually hit with, like, some pretty intense, like, anxiety, like, before I stream. But I do my best to push through that anyway. And push through all those fears. Just push those away. Just so that I can actually, do what I'm supposed to be doing here, okay? It's okay if you're feeling that way. From someone who's also dealing with that. Just remember that it's okay. Okay? So the advice here that's offered to you comes specifically from the Six of Cups. Okay? Is there something in your past that you enjoyed doing that you stopped for some reason?
If you don't know the answer to that, this might be the time to reflect on that and see where that leads you, okay? If there is something from your past that you enjoyed doing, examine that and see how that can relate to your future. Is there some way that you could kind of go down a path with a similar energy to that? Perhaps there's some field of study that you could be working towards, or some position somewhere that you could be taking on that kind of aligns with that slightly, okay? So, reflect on that a little bit. And while you're reflecting on that a little bit, don't also forget to actually take some time out, for yourself to do things that you used to enjoy, just in general here, okay? Because sometimes dealing with that, with those thoughts, feeling like we're lost and having no sense of direction, sometimes we get really, really caught up in that, and that just leads to a lot of stress and anxiety. So it's okay to take some time to just pause, catch your breath, and just go do things that you enjoy, okay? Do things that you used to find joy in. Okay? And reflect on that a little bit. And also, trust here that you have what it takes, okay? You have what it takes. When you eventually do find this position here, you have the knowledge here. You have the knowledge, the power, everything you need, okay, to take on this role once you actually do figure that out, okay? And just remember that there will be better days ahead, and that this is something that will lead to a lot of happiness and positivity in your life, okay? But for now, just keep holding on. Reflect on what that means to you in regards to something that you used to enjoy doing that you don't anymore. Reflect on what that means to you and see how you can connect that to actually moving forward on the path towards creating the future that you want, okay? And don't forget to take time out for yourself to actually do things that you enjoy. Okay? And it's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a break. Let's see what the Oracle deck wants to add here. Okay. We got the new moon card again. Very much going in line with those two cards there. Lots of new beginnings and fresh starts here. And waning gibbous. Count your blessings.
Okay.
We have new moon here. Fresh start, new beginnings.
Oh, interesting.
You are being called to not worry about missed opportunities. You are about to start fresh. The new moon represents birth and a clean slate. It is a second chance you were given over and over again. The new moon is the very first sliver of illumination that shines the light on our true desires and goals. Do not waste your time and energy on missed chances or failures. Get up and feel the invigorating burst of energy and initiative the new moon brings. Set your intentions, plant the seeds, and take little steps at a time. You can do this. And before you know it, your seeds will bloom into your reality. Remember, progress doesn't have to be massive leaps and bounds. Sometimes it's just taking little steps at a time, and that's okay. And then we have waning gibbous. Count your blessings. You are being called to express gratitude. We are typically so preoccupied with our desires and goals that we often forget to acknowledge our accomplishments. So stop for a second and reflect on what you have to be grateful for today. The waning gibbous moon represents acceptance, gratitude, and sharing. Instead of starting something new, take it easy and focus on gratitude. Gratitude is what connects us to the divine. Okay. So, there's a little exercise here included with this card that they call a gratitude ritual. Sit down with a pen and paper and make a gratitude list. Write down 10 things you are most grateful for. Family, supportive friends, sunlight, food on the table, etc. List anything that comes to mind. Reflect on your life and acknowledge what you have to be grateful for. So, if you feel called to write a gratitude list and write down like things that you're grateful for in your life, you can go ahead and do that. However, I more so take this more than like actually writing out like a full-on gratitude list. I take this more so to mean to focus on the positives here, which is very much going in line with the sun card here, okay? Don't focus so much on the negatives. Focus on the positives, the good things that are still in your life, okay? It can be very easy to get lost in those feelings of like negativity, those worries and fears, specifically when we're dealing with fear of the unknown, okay? It can get very heavy very quick, and it can be very draining. So it's important to try our best to not get lost in that, and as someone, again, who is currently dealing with that, I know that's a lot easier said than done. Remember not to be too hard on yourself, okay? Just remember not to be too hard on yourself. So, focus on the positives. Focus on the good that you still have. And if you want to, write a gratitude list, okay? Write down all those things that are still good in your life. Write down those things that you're grateful for. Okay? And let's see what the Amulet deck wants to add here. We have 3 cards for you. We have Trust You Already Know. So, you already know. If it's not something that you know consciously right now, just know that this is something that you can figure out, okay? Just trust that you will figure it out, okay? You'll figure out where you need to be. But for now, don't rush things, okay? Stand in your power. So, believe in yourself and just trust that you have what it takes, okay? Oh, I think there's an ad break. Welcome back. It's okay, you didn't miss anything. I was just saying about the Stand in Your Power card. Just believe in yourself. Trust that you have what it takes, okay? You can do this. And a little bit of sass here. Just a little bit. Chill out. Is your 3rd and final card. So, don't take things so seriously. Things don't need to be taken so seriously all the time. It's okay to take some time to just relax, okay? Hey, I got this card for the reading that I just did for myself, okay? So, like, yeah. Yeah. So, I hope that message helps. Good, I'm glad. And just remember you'll figure it out eventually. When the time is right, okay? Don't worry about opportunities passing you by or missing out on things. You'll figure it out, okay? Okay. Are you ready, who watches the watch? Doesn't look like they're in the chat list anymore, so I don't think they are. Okay. Well, queue is still open if anyone else wishes to join. Otherwise, I'll probably start wrapping up here soon. Okay, well. Let's go ahead and do some quick collectives here really quick with the Illuminators Amulet deck then. Okay. What message do we need to hear? Okay. Well. Quick message from the Amulet deck here. As a collective. To anyone who's holding on too tightly to something, this is your sign to let go.
a little bit. Not entirely. Just let go a little bit. Loosen your grip on whatever you're holding too tightly to, okay?
Hello, Bree. I hope you're doing well. Let's do one more quick one. What message do we need to hear right now? Oof. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this may go in line with the one that we just got here. Definitely not. That first thing you just thought of may not have been it. So reflect on it a little bit further, okay? Reflect on it a little bit further. Good. I'm glad, Bree. Heck yeah. I forget which one that is. Is that the blocker, or is that like the actual hormone? I forget. Because I know there's a difference between those two. Between blockers and actual hormone replacement. But congrats. I hope that helps you along your journey. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you. That's the one. Okay. Thank you. Well, I hope that helps further along your progress and helps you get closer to where you want to be along that journey. Also, hello, Kelsey. I just realized I forgot to respond to your message. I saw it. I just didn't respond. I didn't respond externally, rather. I made a note of it, and then just went, whoop. My brain just doesn't like braining lately, I'm sorry. Okay, are you ready, Bree? Okay. What message does Bree need to hear today? Okay. Reversed. Reversed. Okay. Predator reversed. That's sideways. Predator reversed. Okay, reversed. Okay. So, we have here the Magician reversed, 7 of Cups, 9 of Wands, the Moon reversed, Judgment, and Ace of Swords. So, this situation here that kind of left you feeling like powerless, whether this was from an external source or whether this was just from you yourself, the situation that left you feeling powerless and left you feeling confused and potentially feeling like you were being pulled in a million different directions. This may have been a decision of some sort, particularly to, whatever this situation is, just keep holding on and keep pushing through this, okay? Keep pushing through this. This is something that you will find recovery from. And things will make sense soon, particularly if you are feeling a sense of confusion, okay? Things will make sense soon. You're very, very close here to something big. You're very, very close with the Judgment card, because the Judgment card is the card that's right before the world, which signifies like the end of a journey, okay? You're very, very close here, and I get the sense with the Ace of Swords being present here too, you're going to make new progress here, okay? There's new progress towards this on the way, okay? So just keep holding on. Keep holding on. Didn't you get that one yesterday, Adam? That's funny. But yeah, I get the sense specifically from the Magician and combination of 7 of Cups that there's like some situation that's just kind of left you feeling like powerless, and you just haven't been certain about where you should go, and that there's like some like a sense of confusion here and a sense of like not certain about like where you should be going here. Just, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, just keep holding on. Keep pushing through. And there's new progress here. Coming, okay? You'll be able to make headway on this here very soon, okay? And let's see what the Oracle wants to add. Come on. Okay. Dropping things out here. Try that again. Whoop. Yeah. I know that feeling, Bree. I know that feeling. It's something that I've been continually told to hold on in regards to as well. A lot lately. And trust me, I'm getting like really tired of being told that, and I'm getting really tired of being told that I'm like very close to this breakthrough, but like you just gotta keep pushing through. You gotta keep pushing through. Okay, we have Balsamic Moon. Things come and go, surrender to the universe. Magic Wand, focus your energy on one thing. And Vision, get clear on what you want. I feel this one specifically is going to go in line here with the moon reversed about like clarity coming in the future. Okay? So, there's also a bit of sense of that with like the Ace of Swords as well. Just, yeah. Because the Suit of Swords is all about like, it's all about the mental things. So, you should find clarity soon, okay? And the Vision card, I feel, is very much going in line with that. I will say that, I know they've been telling me a lot. They've been telling me this pretty much since, like, the beginning of, like, this entire situation. Since the very beginning, that I just need to wait for April. And I've known since like super far back that there will be some changes. There will be some changes here with this like eclipse, this solar eclipse that's coming up on the 8th. There will be some shifts here. There will be. Things are going to start unfolding after this eclipse. I feel like that's going to apply to a lot of people. Okay? So just keep on holding on as best as you can, okay? Things should be changing soon. Balsamic Moon. Things come and go, surrender to the universe. The balsamic moon, also known as a waning crescent, is the final sliver of light before the birth of a new moon. Metaphorically speaking, this is the time of death before rebirth. The old cycle is about to end and a new cycle is near. The word balsamic comes from the word balsam, which literally means anything healing or soothing. The balsamic moon represents release, surrender, and soothing, just as its name implies. Take this moment to withdraw from the world, rest and renew yourself, release and purge. Most importantly, let go. Letting go is a crucial part of the healing process. Remember, you are about to start fresh, so do not take any troubles with you. Get ready, dream big, prepare the seeds of your dreams. Okay. So this is about, like, release, specifically healing and letting go of, like, things that aren't serving us anymore. Very much has that, again, energy of that, like, death and rebirth cycle here. So there are better things. There's a new cycle coming ahead. Okay? Okay, Adam. See you later. Hope you have a good rest of your day at work. Okay, and then we have Magic Wand. Focus your energy on one thing. Success comes in many ways, but most of the time, success comes from a strong focus. Oh yeah, hold on, before I forget, I need to close the queue. I almost forgot. Okay, success comes in many ways, but most of the time success comes from a strong focus. It is no secret that society forces us to multitask. We are expected to do more and achieve more every day, but in reality, by going after too many things at the same time, we spread our energy too thin. As a result, we do not end up achieving much. Multitasking can slow you down. If you want to create a profound change in your life, choose one thing. Deeply focus all your attention on this one thing. You are a creative and passionate soul with brilliant ideas, but you cannot go after everything at once. In fact, you might not excel in any of them if you do not have the time and energy needed to master them. You can achieve anything you want in your life. You have limitless potential. Chase your dreams. Start by doing one project at a time and focusing all your attention and energy on it. Okay, so, in other words, try not to spread yourself too thin, okay? Just, essentially, take things one day at a time, one step at a time, okay? And vision. Get clear on what you want. If you do not know what you want, it is practically impossible to obtain or request it. You need clarity. Your desire must be clearly defined. Often our vision clouds when we are busy, distracted, or overwhelmed. Having a clear vision means living life with less confusion and doubt, even in these times. Your desires are ever-changing. Sometimes you have the same desires for years and years, and other times your desires change by the hour. So whether it is something you have wanted all your life or something you have only just realized, clarify what you want at this moment. If anything changes in the future, simply adjust, pivot, or redirect. It is okay to change your mind. If you want clarity on your vision, remove the excess. Find clarity regarding what matters by ridding yourself of everything that does not. Find the light. Create your space. Do one thing at a time. Eliminate distractions. It is time to experiment and challenge yourself. Okay, so this is very much also kind of tells you to take things one thing at a time, not to get like too distracted by like too many things at once. Essentially, just make sure that you're clear about what you want, okay? Just make sure you're clear about what you want, and then just take things one step at a time and make the adjustments that might be necessary along your path as you encounter obstacles or realize you want to prioritize something else for just essentially change focus for a little bit and prioritize one of your other goals for a little bit. It's okay to change things around. It's okay to have multiple goals. Essentially, adjust your focus as necessary when you feel called to just, like, prioritize one thing a little bit more than the others, okay? Is also another message that I'm getting out of that one. Yeah, exactly. So if these all have, like, these are all, like, along the same vein, it's okay to go after that. Essentially, when you feel called to, it's okay to make a slight adjustment to prioritize something else over the other things, okay? Just, go with the flow of things. Just don't get too lost, okay? Let's see what the Amulet wants to add here. What do we got? Wow. Wow. Are you fucking kidding me? Cut through to find clarity. Jesus. Okay. So, get clear on what it is you want, okay? And then just take things one step at a time. Take things one step at a time, okay? Okay, so I hope that message helps, Bree. Good. Exactly. And it's okay to take things one day at a time, okay? It is completely okay. And trust me, I know it can be hard to kind of create a structure for yourself. I know. Like, if I wasn't using my phone here for, you know, my camera. I don't know if I've ever explained that. I'm using my phone. My phone is my camera.
If I wasn't using my phone as my camera, I would actually show you what my calendar, like what I actually recently did for myself. I've always like had like a calendar that I use, like so because of like my background with IT and such, I'm not even talking about the calendar graphic. That was one of the steps. That was just specifically so that I could also like release it to you know, the community and such, so that people would have like you know, like enough time to see like the events that I have planned ahead now that I'm actually like adding special events into, you know, the rotation here of things that I do. I want people to have like, you know, advanced, you know, like knowledge of the things that I have planned, so that they have time to essentially, so that they know ahead of time if it's something that they actually, you know, want to take part in. So hello. I hope you're doing well. Unfortunately, I've closed my queue for tonight. I cannot talk. I'd say I can't talk tonight, but like when can I ever? When can I ever? So that was just for like the benefit of, you know, like people in the community, so that they have, you know, like advance notice of when I have things planned. Also, just saying, by the way, if anyone wants an unfilled version of that, I'm happy to release that. Okay? Like, if someone wants a cute, like, little calendar to use for themselves, I can release that if you want, okay? It's something I made myself, so. If you want that, it's something that I'm happy to, like, release. If you want to use it. I can give you the blank version, so you can fill it in yourself. If you want. But... I'm talking specifically about, like, a calendar that I have, calendar that I use on my phone. I don't use... So this is just, like, a personal preference. This is just personal preference because of, like, my background with, like, IT and, like, cybersecurity and such. I don't use... I tend not to... I try not to use, like, certain Google apps for privacy reasons. And the same thing with, like, the stock apps that are included in, on, you know, like, phones and stuff, too. I tend not to use those just for privacy reasons. I'm not gonna fault anyone for, like, using what's available to them whatsoever. I, however, use a service that's called Proton. So for a bit of background about Proton, the umbrella company is called Proton. They have various services underneath that umbrella, though. The first one that was created was Proton Mail. That's how it started. It's an end-to-end encrypted email service that was started by researchers at CERN. You know, that, like, Hadron Collider? The place that, you know, has the Hadron Collider? The Large Hadron Collider? Yeah, those researchers. They created an end-to-end encrypted email service that's called Proton Mail. They expanded to include VPN, cloud storage, calendar, and a password manager, okay? And it's all open source, so it's all, like, easily, like, auditable. That's, like, the important thing about open source, by the way, for, like, those who are unaware. Yes, highly recommend. Good choice. Good choice. They also have, like, protection from, like, some of the strongest, like, fucking privacy laws in the world. Because they're based... those services are based in Switzerland. Switzerland has some of the strongest, most solid privacy laws in the world. Okay? So, they have a no logs policy. They keep very, very limited data. Very limited data. Everything is end-to-end encrypted. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. I pay like $12 a month for the premium service. And if that's something you can afford, I would recommend that. Because you also get to make your own, like, custom... You get to make, like, your own... If you use the premium service, like, if you have, like, a custom domain, you can use your own domain and host your email through that. But, obviously most people aren't going to have, like, their own, like, website domain. They're not going to own their own website domain. However, you can create up to, like, 5 emails, I think. 5 email addresses with, like, one Proton account. All underneath, like, the same parent email account, essentially. So that you can, like, keep one email just for, like, private use, and then, like, create other usernames under that same email so that you can use those for other things. However, one thing that I recommend doing for anyone, even if you're not using Proton, they have a service that's called Simple Login. If you've ever paid attention to the email, ever noticed the email that's in my descriptions in, like, most places, like my profile descriptions in most places, you'll notice that the end of that domain is called Simple Login. That's an email aliasing service that I highly recommend. That's not just exclusive to Proton. You can use that with literally any email, okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. But yes, I highly recommend using Proton. And it's not just a paid service. There's also a free service that still comes with a lot of features that would be considered a premium under many other email services, okay? Highly recommend Proton. They even have, like, a free VPN service as well. So you don't have to use a paid VPN. You don't have to pay for a VPN through them, and unlike most other places, because here's the thing: most free VPNs should never be trusted, because if you're not paying for it, that likely means that they're selling your data. Okay? Don't trust free VPNs. However, they're one of the exceptions to that rule. Along with their email service, they do have a free VPN service, and unlike other places, they don't sell your data. So if you need a good, reliable free VPN, I also recommend Proton VPN. I just recommend Proton services as a whole. And if this is something that any of you are curious about, specifically, like, yeah, if you need me, like, if you ever want advice about any of this shit, or like want me to like explain any of this shit further, feel free to send me a message in the Discord, or like send me a DM on the Discord, and I'll be happy to like help, because that's something that I'm actually very, very passionate about, is actually helping people protect themselves online and protect their privacy online. Okay? So I'm always happy to talk about that. If Adam were here, I'd say you could ask Adam, but yeah. He knows. He knows. I go on rants about that shit all the fucking time. So, highly recommend Proton services. So I use that. I pay for a premium version of it. They have multiple tiers. Like they have like a business / enterprise tier for, you know, like actual businesses and such. And they also have like a pro version of like the basic email services for just, you know, like regular users. So I use that service. I've used it for quite a long time now. Quite a long time. I've never had a problem with it, ever. And yeah. I also highly recommend using their email alias service that's called Simple Login. That further protects you. Further protects your privacy, because you don't have to actually give out any of your like email addresses. Your main email addresses. It essentially adds like a layer of protection to that. That's what an email alias is. It essentially creates a new email address that your email address that you use that for is put behind. Your email is essentially placed behind a barrier. That barrier being the new email alias that is created with that email aliasing service. And there are multiple reasons why you'd want to do that. You can essentially, it helps you, one main thing to that, two main things to that I'll talk about here, that are like really, really significant on why I say that, like, even just as a basic user, most people should be using email aliasing services. Number one, it kind of helps you try to figure out who's actually selling your information. Because that's why spam mails exist, by the way, because some fucking company along the line has sold your information to, you know, like data brokers, essentially. And then other people get a hold of that, and then they just send you random emails. And it's just like, who the fuck are you? Where did you get my email from? There are lots of companies that do that, so creating an email aliasing service can actually help you combat that. Number two, it also adds another layer of security, because if you're not using your main email address for anything, it makes it harder to actually break into your account. So, two main reasons why I always recommend email aliasing services to people, even just as a basic user. You don't have to be doing anything special to want to protect your privacy. And contrary to what some people will tell you, particularly lots of politicians, wanting to protect your privacy does not mean that you have anything to hide. That is a basic right. You don't need to have anything to hide to want to actually prioritize your privacy online, okay? But anyway. Went off on a tangent there. All because I started talking about Proton. I use their calendars. I use their calendar service. Because all their services are end-to-end encrypted and such. And all open source, which means they can be audited at any time by any security expert to make sure that they're as secure as possible. That's the important thing about open source software, by the way. Its security is easily verifiable. But yeah, so I use Proton Calendar to keep essentially to kind of keep track of like essentially as a way of like helping me keep track of like all the things that I need to be doing. Like I use it essentially to kind of create like a bit of like a schedule for myself, just to again try to create like some structure for myself so that I'm just not completely just constantly just kind of winging everything. Because yeah, I definitely need some structure with that, with everything in regards to this, doing this whole, you know, streaming thing. So if I wasn't using my phone as my camera, I would actually show you how organized I have everything. Like I have like time slotted out for like streams and stuff. I have time slotted out for when recently, now that I'm like trying to get back into actually like uploading VODs again, I've essentially slotted out time to actually like upload and post VODs and keep that on schedule. And also now that I've added coffee into the rotation as well, I have like time slotted out for that, as well as a reminder to actually like post the weekly posts that I essentially promised for coffee members, essentially. That is an option now, by the way. I know I did post about this on the Discord. That is an option now, by the way, for anyone who may ever be interested. So there is a membership available on Ko-fi. Subscribing on Ko-fi essentially gives you access to a free special weekly reading, collective reading that I'll be posting for members only on Ko-fi. I'll be posting like the occasional like simple reading for just followers on Ko-fi. Following is also an option. You don't ever have to like pay, like if you can't, or you know, you just don't want to, because that's also always an option. But you can follow. You can just follow me there too, and I'll also be posting occasionally. Like I'll be posting occasional like simple readings. Like I yesterday posted a single a one card reading on the Ko-fi page because I just felt called to. So And that's just for, you know, like everyone, followers, not just, you know, like anyone who's been a supporter or anything. But with the membership, you'll get like a weekly collective reading that I'll be posting like every week. So I have a reminder in my schedule for that. And one of the things that I added the other night was, so some of you may remember Fan House. One of the features I liked about Fan House was that it had like a group chat, essentially. So what I've done, essentially, to kind of emulate that, is for members on Coffee, you'll essentially get access to a special group chat in the Discord server. So... But yeah, so, that's an option for the Coffee page now. I added that last night. And just following is always an option. I'll still be posting there occasionally. Some extra card pulls every once in a while. And probably the occasional update. So following is always an option if support isn't possible, or if you just, again, because that's always an option, if you don't want to, because you're never obligated. So, but yeah. So following is always an option there too, and as a follower, you'll still get access to things there too. Because I probably won't be like ever posting like readings or anything to pretty much like any of my social media accounts, because there's such a problem, particularly with like places like Instagram and such. There's a problem with, you know, like bots and like fake accounts there that just kind of, you know, like to steal content and pass it off as their own and just kind of pretend to be someone they're not, and that creates all sorts of problems. So I don't ever plan on posting any sort of that content with like card pulls or anything on any social media ever. So if you ever want any extra access to that, that'll always be done on Coffee. So anyway, so yeah. But yeah, so if you need like if you need help with like creating that structure, creating some semblance of structure in your life, I do recommend just kind of creating like a loose guideline, because like I may schedule things in my calendar, but I don't stick to that like rigidity of it either. It's more of like just a reminder that, hey, you should be allocating like this amount of time, or about this amount of time, to working towards this specific thing, okay? Doesn't matter when in the day you do it, despite, you know, it being scheduled. Just make sure you're allocating this amount of time to doing this specific thing at these given times, okay? On these given days. So, if you need some semblance of structure in your life, I do recommend creating creating a calendar. Just create like a little calendar on your phone, specifically for, you know, like tasks that you need to do. And essentially turn your to-do list into a loose schedule. Because that's essentially how I kind of think of my calendar functioning. It's more of like a to-do list. It's an expanded to-do list, essentially.
So. If you think that would help at all, I'd recommend giving that a try. But yeah, anyway. Went on a tangent about online privacy and security and such, because I mentioned Proton. Are you ready, Kelsey? Okay. What message does Kelsey need to hear today? Okay, we have a lot of right reversed. Right reversed. Okay. Right reversed. Okay, these are all upright then, I guess. So we have the Page of Swords. You have pretty much all court cards. You have the Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, King of Wands, and the Hermit here. So essentially, what I get out of this one is that it sounds like it's potentially time to do some internal reflection here to kind of figure out what you want here, okay? Specifically. Yeah, I just noticed you also have a progression of court cards from page to knight to king. Interesting. Okay. So, you're essentially being asked here to kind of do like some soul searching, essentially. Is kind of like a vibe that I get here, okay? Do some reflection and explore what it is that you want here. Where is it that you want to go? Okay? You're being encouraged here to kind of embody this, sort of innocent, optimistic energy here with the Page of Swords. Because pages are obviously, pages have like that sort of like youthful energy to them. And there's like a sense of like youthful optimism and positivity here with the Page of Swords, okay? Do some exploration. Do some exploration here. Some reflection. And do your best to remain, just positive and optimistic. Okay? And let your heart lead you, specifically, is the sense that I get with the Knight of Cups. Let your heart lead you to where you're supposed to be, okay? Follow your heart.
Follow your heart, follow what makes you passionate, follow what gives you that spark, okay? What do you feel called to? What do you feel pulled towards? Where do you want to be going? What makes you happy? Okay? Exactly. Just do a bit of reflection. Get a little bit curious about yourself. Follow your heart and see where it leads, okay? And get curious about life. Be curious about things. See where they lead. Okay? See how something makes you feel. Does it bring you happiness and joy? Is it something that you're passionate about? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that you, that you planned on getting married to on Samhain. So, yeah. But yeah. So, just follow your heart and see where it leads you. Just get curious about things. Just embody that curious, thoughtful energy here, okay? See where those ideas, those thoughts, where your heart leads you, and let it lead you to what makes you feel alive, okay? And let's see what the Oracle deck wants to add here. Ooh. Hi. Interesting. We have Selene, bring light into somebody's dark sky. What did I just say about curiosity? What sparks your interest? That's very much going in line with Page of Swords and the King of Wands there. And a friend wishes to say hi, apparently. Isis. Cast spells, protect, heal. She's been a huge influence in my life for pretty much my entire life. She's kind of been there in the background. So. She and I are very close. Let's see here. Selene. Bring light into somebody's dark sky. Selene is the Greek goddess of the moon. Among the Romans, Selene was known as Luna. She is widely worshipped by pagans today.
Selene is the priestess of the full moon and is known as the all-seeing eye of the night. No one can escape her gaze. She has control over time, and like the moon itself, is ever-changing. She inspires love and awakens intuition. She is passionate and devoted. Legends say Selene was in love with a mortal man who would watch him every night as he slept amid his cattle. Eventually, they had 50 children. My goodness. Despite being a powerful and busy goddess, yeah, she sure was busy. Right? Yes, 50. Despite being a powerful and busy goddess, every night Selene would pull the moon across the sky with her chariot and bring light into the dark night sky. Shine the same bright light on your life and look closer at your relationships. Are you being loving and caring with your family and friends? Are you connecting with them on a deeper level? Are you giving back to the community? Are you being kind and generous? Who in your life can benefit from just a touch more of your attention? And this can also include yourself. Just saying. Okay. And curiosity. What sparks your interest? Curiosity is one of the most important things when it comes to being open-minded and exploring different opinions, lifestyles, and topics. Curious people ask questions, read, and reflect. Curiosity is what makes the mind stronger. The thought exercise of curiosity helps us consider new possibilities, try new things, and invite excitement into our lives. Curiosity helps us relate to others and become more self-aware. When we are curious, we are more resourceful. We ask more questions, ponder more perspectives, and invent more ideas. If you are feeling stuck, uninspired, or out of ideas, ask yourself, is there anything in my life that I am curious about? Sometimes curiosity is like unraveling a ball of yarn. You never know where it will bring you. You might discover your lifelong passion or career, or you might end up in a place you never knew existed. People discovered electricity and entire continents just by being curious. Be curious, explore, ask questions, and you might be surprised where curiosity will take you. Very much going in line with that Page of Swords and the King of Wands energy there. And then we have Isis. Cast spells, protect, heal. Isis is the Egyptian goddess of fertility, magic, and healing. She is the mother of the Egyptian kings, as well as a witch. Isis brings the power of both lunar and solar energies together to feed and heal her people. She represents the deep and ancient mystery of the feminine ability to create and bring forth life, even from death, such as when she used her magical powers to resurrect her husband from the dead. Isis is here to remind us that as women, we have the power to heal. All we have to do is trust our knowledge and follow our intuition. Do not listen to people trying to tell you what you can and cannot do. Only you get to decide. You can achieve and manifest anything you put your mind to. But yes. Do you, by any chance, because this card does mention it, do you know about the story with Isis and her husband Osiris? It's also known as the Osiris myth. It involves Set as well, unfortunately.
So it's known as the Osiris myth. Essentially, Set. Further context. Isis, Osiris, Set, and Nephthys are all siblings. Isis and Osiris, Isis and Osiris were married, and at one point in time, so were Set and Nephthys. So, essentially, Isis and Osiris loved each other very dearly. To put it simply, Set and Nephthys didn't really get along very well. They actually weren't, they weren't good for each other. And Nephthys in particular had eyes for someone else anyway. So that kind of left Set, in a not great situation. And one night, out of jealousy, because he let those negative emotions fester for too long, and he let them get the best of him. Out of jealousy, he killed Osiris. I will say, however, there was some misunderstanding there. And I say this because you know the guy that I typically call Mr. Sass? That's actually Set. He's not the evil being that he was painted to be. And he was demonized at one point in ancient Egyptian history. There is a period in ancient Egyptian history where he was demonized. A lot of records involving him were destroyed. A lot of statues and depictions of him were destroyed. A lot of information about him was lost to time. Because he was demonized. So there's a lot that's actually not known about him. In fact, some of the only information that still exists on him is the stuff in relation to the Osiris myth and the stuff involving Horus. So to put it simply, there's some stuff involving Horus and Set that's out there as well. Homosexuality was a thing that wasn't really very accepted, even back then. Yet another reason he was demonized, by the way, but we're not going to talk about that one, because I could go on for that one about I could go on about that one for ages, okay? But, let's just say they didn't take too kindly to it. And, Set, let's just say Set doesn't really care too much about gender identity. Does he like you? Are you attractive?
Hi. You want to do stuff? So, there's some stuff involving Horus and, essentially, Horus and Set. And, his, let's just say his homosexual desires weren't exactly widely accepted, and they didn't take too kindly to those. So yeah, the stories that do exist still about Horus and Set are also just kind of not great, and they also paint him in like a very bad light there too. And there's so many different, I will say that like just in regards to like ancient information, in regards to like ancient Egypt as a whole, there are so many different accounts of everything, particularly involving the deities, because each major city essentially kind of had its own set of myths. That, and after like Roman invasion and the Greco-Roman period in ancient Egypt's history, a lot of things were just kind of altered. So take the information that you do find in regards to ancient Egypt, specifically regarding deities, with a grain of salt. Okay? Okay. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter. I have some words about that shit, but I'm not gonna get into that. Because I'd probably be here for like another hour, okay? So we're not gonna get into that one. Just all you need to know about him is he's not the evil, like, demonized being that he was painted to be, okay? He's actually, though this might just be, you know, in regards to me, because he and I have a very close connection. He's one of my guides. He functions as like one of the main ones, though they're all on equal footing. He's just the one that functions as like the main one who usually steps forward and talks the most. Particularly when it involves like other people, like readings with other people, specifically like Morgan. He's the one that comes through the most for her. So he and I do have a close bond. We're very close. If you actually like allow him, and you get like allow him the space to, and like get to know him well enough and stuff, and treat him kindly, eventually you'll find that he's actually quite a fucking big softie. He's a softie. So anyway, so in regards, I'm only going to talk about like this myth in regards to what's actually known, because there are other things that I do know about this, but because they're not actually technically verifiable, yeah, they're not things that I'm going to really mention.
Um, but there's just know that as someone who does work with them, who is very close to them, specifically with him and her. Osiris is also in there too, as well as a few others, but we're not going to get into them. But anyway. Someone who is very close to a few of them, including the three mentioned in this myth in particular. Just know that there does appear to be a bit more to the story that wasn't exactly ever written about, okay? And if it was lost to time because it may have been some of the stuff that was either rewritten or destroyed entirely during the period in which he was demonized. Okay? So, just know that there does appear to be more to the story. That would give context to what happened. Okay? So, in other words, as I was saying, so, Nephthys had eyes for Osiris. She didn't really ever love Set. That is one thing that I will say. And, yeah. So, eventually, as those negative feelings and such festered, he eventually succumbed to them. And in a moment of jealousy and rage, he, lost himself and murdered Osiris. So, he essentially dismembered him and discarded the pieces throughout the valley and the Nile River. Isis, however, took it upon herself to find all the pieces and piece him back together and bring him back to life. That is specifically what this card is referencing. Osiris then became the first mummy. However, after his reincarnation, he then became known as the god of the underworld, or as it's known in ancient Egyptian mythology, Duat. So unfortunately, he couldn't stay in this realm for very long. Thank you, Brie. So, yeah. And I will say that he and Isis were very close, but obviously after this, there was kind of a rift created. And after that, he was kind of alone. And so was she. So... they are
on good terms now though, so it has been, you know, probably close to about 6,000 years. So, you know, there's been plenty of time for forgiveness and healing. So, they're all on good terms. So, it's all good. Anyway, back to your reading. Because you got this card. I'm actually going to give you a reading from this oracle. So see if she actually has anything she wants to share with you directly, essentially. Well, apparently she did. Okay. Eye of Horus. Awakening Divine Perception. And there's Isis and Horus there. So for this one, I'm just going to read, because these can get very long. These can get very, very long. For this, I'm just gonna read the... Actually, this one isn't very long. This isn't very long. This one isn't very long, so I'm just gonna read the entire thing. The Eye of Horus, Awakening Divine Perception. The Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You were gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. Actually, I think that one actually just kind of summarizes this one very well. Just trust the insight that you receive, okay? Is the key message of this one. Okay? And this is very much going in line with, like, that whole, like, reflection thing here. Trust the insight you receive with this, okay? Trust the insight you receive with this, and also know that in this process you will be protected, okay? So, don't worry about things too much. Just get curious, explore things, see where your heart leads you, see where that curiosity leads you, and it'll lead you to where you're meant to be, okay? So just follow that. And finally, we have your Amulet card here. Okay. Oh my goodness. What message would you give? Oh, did I just do that? No. What just happened here? Okay. Look at this. Okay. Stand in your power. So believe in yourself and trust in yourself here, okay? Is the key message with that one. Okay? So I hope that message helps. Also, if you're curious, here, there are a couple cards in this deck that do have depictions of Set. It only depicts him with his animal head, but that's Set. And yes, that's kind of what he's known as, because he was unfortunately overwhelmed by this negative energy, negative emotion within himself. But one of the messages, though, it does paint him in like the same light, like a bad light. I will say that at the core of the card, the message is that any struggles, whether they're external or internal, that negative energy that exists, whether external or internal, can be overcome with compassion and understanding and love. I can honestly say that's specifically something he was never given in his life, which is part of what led him down that path. So. No. Is there a specific question that you want to ask? You don't have to. You can just see what pops out. It's all good. Okay. Okay. What message does Kelsey need to hear right now? Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Defensiveness. Defensiveness, guarding things too closely, holding on to things too tightly. Okay? Do your best to let your guard down. Do your best not to hold on to things too tightly, okay? Okay. Hope that message helps. Yeah. I know that's something that came up for you before, and as someone who is also still in the process of working on doing that, just know that it's okay. Just know that it's okay. It might take some time. It might take some time, but you'll get there. It's important to remember, though, and this is something that they've told me a lot specifically, okay? This is something that I repeat to myself a lot due to the situation that kind of led to me disappearing for like 9 months. Just remember, you are safe, okay? The Eye of Horus card also mentioned that as well, and that was a message that did stand out to me. You are safe, okay? You are safe. Whatever situation in the past caused you to feel this way, it's over now. It's in the past. You can start letting your guard down. You're safe to be yourself again, okay? Specifically, if this helps you any, the message that they have me repeat to myself a lot is, I am safe. I'm not doing anything wrong. And chasing my own happiness is okay. So if any of that resonates with you and you think would be helpful, try repeating that to yourself every once in a while, okay? When you start to feel that anxiety rise, okay? And remember, you can rely on spirit, okay? Even if you don't have like a direct method of communication with them yet. Just know that they're still there, they're always listening, and they're always there to support you in the ways that they can, okay? In whatever way they can. And specifically, if you ever feel like a warm sensation, if you ever feel like a warmth, this may be like a whole body thing, but I find particularly that this usually is localized to certain areas. If you ever feel a warmth at your back, if you ever feel a warmth in your chest around your heart, if you ever feel a warmth or like a touch on your shoulders or on your arms, sometimes you may also feel it in your hands, in one of your hands. That's likely a guide just kind of saying that they're there, okay? They're there. Like, mine like to share like a lot of very warm, loving energy with me. I usually feel that around my heart a lot. I'll also feel them grab my hands occasionally. And this is again what I mean by him being a big softie. He's like a fucking squishy teddy bear, okay? He loves physical affection, okay?
he loves like sharing like that warm, loving energy. He loves like grabbing my hand. He likes giving me hugs. And sometimes, as long as this is, you know, like something that's okay, like something that like everyone's like comfortable with, sometimes you may also feel like a kiss on the forehead. Some guides like to do that as well. You may feel a kiss on the forehead or the top of your head, if those are things that, you know, you're comfortable with. And sometimes you can also feel like a kiss on the cheek. So yeah. He likes forehead kisses. He likes doing those as well. So, yeah. So, if you ever notice like any weird sensation, and I will say the more in tune you get with them and stuff, the more you can like recognize those sensations, and the more strongly you'll feel them, okay? So if you ever notice any sensation like that, just know that that's them just kind of like showing their support, okay? Telling you that they're there, okay? That they're there beside you, with you, just showing you support, okay? They're always happy to listen. They'll always help in the ways that they can. And in the ways that you allow them to, even, as well. So, just know that Spirit's always there, okay? Spirit's always there. But yeah, so that goes to anyone, by the way, for anyone who ever like notices like sensations like that. It's probably guides just letting you know, like, hey, we're here. You're okay. We got you. So. They're just like, hey, did you hear her? We're here. That's funny. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what message I want to close this off with tonight. What message would you like to close this off with? Wait. Oof. Okay, well. They apparently had words. Hold on. They had words. They had words. Okay, so we have Page of Coins, Wheel of Fortune, Temperance. The Lovers. Knight of Swords. Nine of Cups. And Nine of Coins. Okay, a few nines here. That's good. Okay, so there will be like a renewed energy here, okay? There will be a fresh start, a clean slate, a restart, however you want to consider this, with the Page of Coins, okay? Like this cycle, this wheel, it's about to turn in your favor, start to start over again here, specifically with the Page of Coins. And the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Things will change. They won't remain in this the way that they've been here for a while, okay? Until that happens, just be patient. Be patient. Specifically, be patient with yourself and be gentle with yourself, okay? Okay? And don't be afraid to rely on those that care for you, is the sense that I get with the Lover's card. Communicate what you need with those who care about you, okay? Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to do that. Yeah. I know that feeling, Bree. And know that there will be momentum here, okay? You'll be moving forward here soon towards these things that you're working on, these things that you're hoping to make progress on. That's coming soon. Things will be going more in your favor soon. The rewards that you're working towards, the goals that you're working towards with the Nine of Coins here, that is coming. That progress towards that is coming. You will find those, and that happiness, that joy, that emotional fulfillment here, okay? Just fulfillment in general. That will be coming, okay? Just be patient and take it easy on yourself. And let's see. Fitting. We get Hecate, change is important, release the past. 13, Divine Feminine, step into your power. And Lilith, reclaim your power. Oof. Lots of very strong, intense goddess energy with that one. Both of those. Hecate. Change is important, release the past. Hecate is the Greek goddess of magic, witchcraft, crossroads, ghosts, herbs, and poisonous plants. She is the protector and liberator of women, and the breaker of the chains created by man. Free and independent, she is love and anger, light and darkness. She is the priestess of the dark moon. Hecate is a witch. Hecate can see in all directions and all points of time, the past, the present, and the future. She is here to remind you that changes are crucial for growth. She has seen it firsthand. Sometimes she asks us to let go of what is familiar in order to travel to the darker places of our soul. But do not fear. Those who seek Hecate's protection can move safely in the darkness.
If you are ever at a crossroads in your life and cannot make a decision, ask Hecate for guidance. Sit with a pen and paper on the darkest night of the month and write down your question. Once finished, leave the paper at the crossroads or right outside your door, like in ancient times. Together with an offering for Hecate and her dogs. She will travel to all parts of your timeline and will bring you the answer. When she returns, watch out for signs. Pay attention to your dreams and especially to her loyal messengers. Dogs, horses, owls, bats, snakes, boars, raisins and currants, any night blooming plants, cinnamon, myrrh, mugwort, honey, black tourmaline, black onyx, and smoky quartz. I know, I've actually been considering working with Lilith recently too. Plus, I feel like it's kind of fitting in a way. So, if you weren't aware, the person, the mod that you see in here, Adam, his name is, his username is LandClan. We were together until recently, but some things happened and we needed to kind of like take a break, and we're currently just trying to... Our guides keep telling us that this isn't going to be forever, but we're currently in the process of figuring things out. And that's something that I continually just kind of get, I get overwhelmed by. So, his name's Adam. Evie is only my nickname. My actual name is Eva. I'm Hispanic. Eva is the Spanish variant of Eve. So you have Adam and Eve. Divinity has always had quite a fucking sense of humor with me. So... and I know if you don't know, well, I mean, we'll get into it here when we read Lilith, but yeah. I'll go ahead and read that one next. Lilith, reclaim your power. The origins of the goddess Lilith are shrouded in Jewish myth. Many of her stories are dark, such as searching for newborn children to kidnap or sleeping with men with the intention of producing demon children. But who is she? An evil witch? Or just another casualty of the patriarchy? Lilith is the goddess of the night, Adam's first wife and equal. She is a screech owl. She is queen of vampires. She is every woman who has been silenced, humiliated, and cast away from society. Lilith's anger is the anger of the women who have been hurt, bullied, and accused. Lilith cannot be controlled or tamed. She is the voice of women young and old. She is the goddess of the dark moon. She brings healing, rest, peace, and rebirth, as she reminds us to take back our power. She calls for us to stand in our truth and embrace our darkness and light equally. So stop being afraid of judgment. Reclaim your power. Take back what is rightfully yours. This journey is for the brave of heart, but do not worry, Lilith is always by your side. So, Lilith has an association with Adam and Eve. Lilith was supposedly Adam's first wife, but she refused to submit to him. And so she was cast away. So, I think there would be some
I think it would just kind of be funny. There's, again, Divinity has always had a sense of humor. For me, and lately, for quite a while, I've felt a call to her. And ever since I've gotten this deck, that card has been popping out a lot. A lot. And it's kind of like she's just being like, hey, hi, I'm here. Where are you? You ever gonna, like, come talk? Like, I'm right here. So, it would not surprise me if she's someone who's actually just waiting to work with me. Because again, Adam and Eve. Divinity has always had such a sense of humor. For me. Such a fucking sense of humor. It's... They think they're funny, okay? They think they're funny. Hello, Phantom Punk. I hope you're doing well. Just closing out the, with the final collective here, the closing message. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Good. And then the last card we have here is 13. Divine Feminine. Step into your power. The number 13 is the number of death, rebirth, creation, fertility, and blood. It also represents femininity. It is a magical number with historical roots and powerful meanings. We have 13 moon cycles almost every year. The average woman also experiences 13 periods per year and ovulates on the 13th day of her cycle. In pagan times, the year was divided into 13 months. The new month began every 28 days. I mean, I already did kind of tell you one of the people that you've seen. She's known as the cat goddess, if that helps things any. So, that might be from her. But there are a few other gods that do have association with cats. So, In pagan times, the year was divided into 13 months. The new month began every 28 days in accordance with the moon and women's menstrual cycles. In fact, when a woman was bleeding, she was considered to embody the divine. Thank you, Boo. That's actually funny, because that's also another name that she does go by. Another name that she goes by, other than Bastet, is Bast. So, that's actually very funny. Before modern patriarchal times, Friday the 13th was considered the day of the goddess. It was a day to worship the divine feminine and to honor the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Do not let old tales and prejudices hold you back. Do not let anyone tell you how you're supposed to feel or behave. Do not force yourself to conform. Make your own rules. Step fully into your power. Remember this truth.
You are a goddess in the flesh, and you have an untamed power no one can take away. So, this is all about, taking back what's yours and not letting anyone tell you what to do here, okay? And let's see what we got here from the amulet here. It's actually not bad timing there with that message, Nightbot. Thanks. Because next stream will be on Saturday, which means it'll be Choose Your Own Deck Night. Just as a reminder to people. Oh no. The first card we got here is Trust It Will Manifest. Okay? Trust that things will work out the way that they're meant to, and trust that the things that you're working towards here are coming, okay? Just be patient. Most importantly, be patient and gentle with yourself. And then cut through to find the clarity, okay? So, if you are currently feeling lost or confused, perhaps sit and reflect on things a little bit and make sure that you're still in alignment with your goals. Refine them if necessary, but just know that essentially, if you find yourself in a moment of confusion and you find yourself lost and unsure of where to go or what you should be doing, just know that regardless, there should be some clarity coming to you soon, okay? So, I hope that message helps. But unfortunately, it is time for me to go now. I need to go get some more food. And also go try to wind down for the night. So. I also made plans to go play some games with a friend too, so. And I think she just messaged me a few minutes ago saying she's ready, so. But, yeah. So, I need to go take care of myself, go take some time to go decompress and relax. And yeah. But, thank you all for stopping by. Whether you joined the queue, lurked in chat, or just lurked, I appreciate you sharing your time with me. I hope to see you all again soon, but bye for now.